Alrighty, so sorry I got started on this one already, but it says to use long division to find the quotient. So I'm going to have x squared minus 1 right here, but do we see how x squared is got a exponent of 2 and there's no x with an exponent of 1? So I put a placeholder plus 0x just so I could keep everything straight. There was 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 2x minus 4. I didn't need a placeholder here because everything went in consecutive descending order. Now I need to think, what do I need to multiply x squared? So we only focus first on your x, the first term, and say, what do I need to multiply this by to get my first term here? So x squared times what gives me 5x cubed? Well, it's going to be 5x because 5x times x squared gives me 5x cubed. So if it's 5x, I need to line up whatever I'm going to write up here with what is below it. So if I have 5x, that needs to go with my x's. Now, I'm going to do 5x times x squared. Oh no! Come back. All right. 5x times x squared gives me 5x cubed. 5x times 0x is 0, x squared. And 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. Do we see how we did in fact need that 0? If I didn't have that, I would have 5 times negative 1, and I would have written negative 5x below my x squared term, which would not work out very pretty. Now I'm going to need to subtract these two. So if you think about it, you can put it in parentheses and put a subtraction, and then we need to distribute that negative sign, and that'll become plus. So we have 5x cubed minus 5x cubed. Those cancel each other out. Negative 7x squared minus 0x squared still gives me negative 7x squared. And 2x squared minus a negative or plus 5x gives me positive 7x. The next step from there is to bring down this negative 4. And then we're going to start again. What do I need to multiply by x squared to get negative 7x squared? Well, that will be negative 7. So negative 7 times x squared is negative 7x squared. Negative 7 times 0x is still 0x. And negative 7 times negative 1 is positive 7. I'm going to subtract. So negative 7x squared minus a negative 7x squared, those are going to cancel each other out. 7x minus 0x is still 7x, and negative 4 minus 7 gives us negative 11. Then there's nothing else for us to bring down. That is our final term. So this is like the remainder. I'll say plus 7x minus 11 over x squared minus 1. So your final answer again is 5x minus 7 plus 7x minus 11 over x squared minus 1. And that's your final answer. You don't have to go any farther than that. Now for number 4, it's also asking us to still use long division. So let me first mark this off so we know where one problem stops and the other one starts. So I've got 3x plus 2 going into 3x to the 4th plus 8x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 3. So I need to think again, starting with this term here and only really worrying about this 3x. What do I need to multiply by 3x to get 3x to the 4th? Well, that is going to be x cubed, because x cubed times 3x gives me 3x to the 4th. So x cubed. Now 3x times x cubed is 3x to the 4th. X cubed times 2 is 2x cubed. I'm going to subtract these two. In order to subtract 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth, those cancel each other out. And 8x cubed minus 2x cubed gives me 6x cubed. I'll bring down my next piece, which is negative 2x squared. Now I'll think 3x times what gives me 6x cubed? That needs to be 2x squared. So a positive 2x squared. 2x squared times 3x gives me 6x cubed. 2x squared times 2 gives me 4x squared. I'm going to need to subtract. So 6x cubed minus 6x cubed, we're good. Negative 2x squared minus 4x squared gives me negative 6x squared. And I'll need to bring down this negative x. Now again, what can I multiply by 3x to get negative 6x squared? That will be negative 2x. And do we see how everything is still lined up here? So now I've got 2x times 3x gives me negative 6x squared. And negative 2x times 2 gives me negative 4x. I will subtract negative 6x squared minus a negative 6x squared. Those cancel each other out. Negative x minus a negative, so that basically becomes a plus. So negative x plus 4x squared, or 4x, gives me 3x. I will bring down this plus 3. Now, 3x times what gives me 3x? Well, that will be 1. So, plus 1. 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times 2 is 2. And when we subtract, we get 3x minus 3x, those cancel. 3 minus 2 is 1. That's going to be my remainder. So I will do plus 1 over 3x plus 2. That's hard to see, so I'm going to write my whole answer right here. I've got x cubed plus 2x squared minus 2x plus 1 over 3x plus 2.